If you have a government trying to track exactly how much food you're buying, what's in your house, and what you're doing with it, that's a problem. So, now this doesn't exactly affect us at home, but it kind of shows you the general attitudes of governments towards their people, especially these are governments that people like to compare us to. So it's not in the U.S., this is in Norway. So I'm going to read this article here in just a second. Before anybody comments on the paint-covered shirt, get over it, y'all. There are more important things than whatever nasty, grungy work shirt I'm wearing for the day. So, like I said, the InfoWar one was free. Not an Alex Jones supporter. I just like, I like free t-shirts. This one's an old college one from when I was in ROTC in college. I mean, it's covered in paint now. So, y'all get over the shirt. Okay. All right. Got the big news out of the way. Okay, so here's what's going on. Norway is now going to track all supermarket purchases, and I'm going to link this article. I'll put it down in the description below. But they're tracking supermarket purchases of their people, of the people, of the Norwegian people, right? They're demanding it's not only compliance from the grocery stores to upload receipts and send them all the data, it's also from the credit card companies, that the credit card companies have to send them the processing information to basically verify that everything is being done correctly. So it's a two-step verification on there. Now, they're saying it's for your own good, right? This, every time they always do this crap, they say it's for your own good. They're saying it so that they can have more accurate statistical data. Well, because they did a survey about people and wanted to know how many people, how much food people are buying, and they didn't feel like the numbers were accurate. But one, how would you know the numbers were inaccurate? That stuff, the black number things always bother me because I want to know how they actually calculated that. But more than that, if it was really just about data, why do we need a two-part verification? Why do we need the credit card processing as well as the supermarkets? If it's just about data collection, the supermarkets should be accurate enough. But now that we have to check the supermarkets, so now it's like you're doing this kind of underhanded, hey, don't worry about what we're doing over here. We're just gonna check on you, make sure you're in compliance. It's not a big deal. It's not a thing. Don't worry about that. We're laying tracks to the concentration camp, but that's to move supplies there. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the gas, the mustard gas we're shipping there. Don't worry about that. That's for rat control, right? So these things that the governments continually add, these step-by-step things, and this is why, as a general rule, I'm kind of a fan of leaving the status quo the way it is. If there's major things we want to change and we want to discuss, that's fine. But I don't think we need politicians up there that do nothing but write bills all day long. Like, unless those bills are reducing government spending, reducing government control, and increasing citizens' privacy protections, we don't need any more. We're good. We've got it all. We don't need your help with anything. We'll take care of it. We'll get it all under control. Y'all just stay back because you're a bunch of children up on the hill and you don't know what the hell you're doing. Or actually, I take that back. I think they do know what they're doing. They're intentionally trying to screw things up to make themselves re-electable or to line their own pockets when they get out. That's why there's that revolving door, right? This is why we see that certain administrations always have like people that kind of filter in and out of different organizations helping each other. They make their friends, they make their millions. This is how you can, it's the only job in the world where you can go in making, $180,000 a year with 2 mortgages and you come out worth $10 million in 10 years. Yeah, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out, and we all know it. Nobody does anything about it. It's frustrating. So anyways, so we've got Norway that's watching over their citizens, and they're watching what their citizens are purchasing in the grocery stores. Now, the fact of the matter is that this information is readily available because all I got to do is get the credit card information, but then once we know they're doing that, people would start using cash, which is part of the reason why they want to get rid of cash. So then they can track all spending. It's not just for taxable income. They can track all spending. They'll know how many firearms you have. They'll know how many, and people always say, well, they can look up how many firearms you have now. It's a very detailed process. Go over to God, Family, and Guns if you want to know how exactly the ATF has to do that. And it doesn't actually go back that far. So if you have guns that pre-exist, I think it started somewhere around the 2000s that their records have really started. If you go back prior to that, they don't have very good data on it. They estimate about 1.2 guns per every American citizen, and the likelihood is there's far more than that because we know we don't have any idea how many lower receivers have been printed, the 80% lowers. How many people have just done it because they have a CNC machine? It's perfectly legal to do. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not a lawyer. Believe it's perfectly legal to do, and it should be perfectly legal to do in most areas. But so as a general rule, it's perfectly legal. But check your areas if you're going to do that crap. But anyways, check your local laws. They really don't know how many guns are out there. They really don't know how much privately owned ammunition is out there. They don't know how much people are reloading. They can kind of have maybe a little bit of an idea of ammunition, but still not very much. There's not a lot of data on that. So having everything, credit card processing, all that crap, all hooked together allows them to track that. So now all of a sudden you have a government that knows exactly how much food is in everybody's house, because all they have to do is deduct what you've been purchasing by what the average person eats, right? Average person consumes. If I figure the average person consumes 2,000 calories a year, I take this off, and if I see somebody that's buying a lot more than that, I know they've got some food. And then we start seeing things from the American Revolution, where you've got people that are we get the British, they came coming into people's houses and confiscating food, confiscating weapons. You kind of got the semblance of that whole thing starting over again. And so obviously we want to avoid that, right? We don't want that. So the Norwegian citizens should be pushing back on this with everything that they've got, tooth and nail, because the fact that the government is concerned about how much food is in your house, and if you're too stupid to put it together that they're concerned about what's in your house and it's not for statistical data, again, there would be no need for a check if it was just for the statistical information. If that's all they were after, they could check that through surveys. If they really wanted to, they could check it through surveys. They want the information. They want all your data. They want to know what's in your house. And the fact of the matter is that you should be concerned that they have that desire to know what's in your house. What do they see coming, especially when every government worldwide is alerting us to food shortages and they want to know what's in your home right now? What aren't they telling you? Everybody in Norway, y'all should be scared. Y'all should be pushing back on this, and y'all should be not physically up in arms, but you should be up in arms about this. Writing, I don't know how your government there works. I have no idea. I'm not going to pretend. But if you have a representative of some sort that you can write, like we can here in the States, you should be doing that. If you have voting capabilities that you can get out there and vote these people out of office, you should be doing that. Again, I don't have any idea what the government in Norway is like, so I have no idea what you're allowed to do. But bottom line is y'all should be fighting this tooth and nail. I really appreciate y'all watching. We will have more stuff coming. I'm going to post this. I was going to post this next week, but I think I want to get this information out to you. So we'll get this out here soon. But realize I've got videos now out, guys, going every, got 3 or 4 a week now. Actually, I think I got 2 coming out tomorrow, or today when this post probably. But I got 3 or 4 a week now coming out. So y'all should be getting plenty of information. We will be in touch, and make sure, check us out on Facebook. If you have not already done so, like and subscribe to the channel. But we're going to be opening up Patreon and Telegram here soon. I think Malin's already got Telegram, actually, but we'll be doing more with it here. Let me put it that way. But we'll be opening up a Patreon and stuff like that here soon, so y'all can see some more less censored material. Right? That's where we're moving things over to Patreon. We'll probably do a podcast at some point in time, but not yet. We're a ways away from a podcast. Patreon's coming soon, so keep your eyes open for that. Really appreciate y'all watching. We'll talk to y'all later.